Students, I am going to discuss the Gauss's law. Actually, ये गॉसेस लॉ समझने से पहले हम थोड़ा सा बेसिक इसके समझने का प्रयास करेंगे। उस बेसिक समझने के क्रम में हम कुछ टर्म्स पहले एक्सप्लेन करेंगे, और सबसे पहले उस क्रम में हम एरिया वेक्टर डील करना चाहते हैं। एरिया वेक्टर, व्हाट इज दी एरिया वेक्टर? एरिया वेक्टर क्या है? एक्चुअली जनरली लोग ये थिंक करते हैं कि एरिया एक स्केलर क्वांटिटी है, बट एरिया मे बी ए वेक्टर and its direction is outward normally. Suppose there is a book and there are this area and this area and this area and this area and this area. So the area vector, the direction of the area vector is this. So the direction of area vector is outward normal. Direction of this area is this. This direction of this area is this. Direction of this area vector is this. Direction of this area vector is this. But only a small area is a vector. In large scale it is a scalar. So the area vector, and area vector means the vector, its direction is outward normally. So the first term is the area vector, and second term is the solid angle. What is the solid angle? So first you have to know the what is the solid angle. इन जनरली हम लोग प्लेन एंगल पढ़ते आए हैं, बचपन से प्लेन एंगल पढ़ते आए हैं. प्लेन एंगल मीन्स सपोज दिस इज ए आर्क, एंड सो दिस आर्क मेक्स एन एंगल डी थीटा. दिस इज द स्मॉल एंगल and this is the small arc ds. So d theta is angle is equal to arc by radius, and this is the arc, so this is ds by arc. And one thing is that this arc is always perpendicular to the radius, and this angle is in two dimension, and when it completes the circle, so this is the total angle, plane angle, and this plane angle is equal to the maximum value of this plane angle is 2 pi. You know, actually the total arc in this case is 2 pi r, and this is equal to the circumference. So circumference divided by radius, and this is the 2 pi, and its unit is radian. So this is the concept of the plane angle, and you are all of you are familiar about this plane angle. Now similarly there is a solid angle also, and it is a three-dimensional angle, and this angle is subtended by a small area just like a cone. Suppose this is a cone, and this is the solid area, and this area is ds, and this area makes an angle at this point, and this small angle is actually the notation, the small angle, solid angle is denoted by the capital omega, and this is the omega, and it is, since it is a small, so it is the d omega. So this is the d omega, and this angle is three dimensional. Suppose just like a cone, cup of ice cream, so we can say that this is the solid angle, and this angle is made in the space, not in a plane, not in a blackboard. This is the solid angle, and this solid angle is made by this area. Suppose you are taking a disc, and all the points of the disc are combined at this point, and so this angle is the solid angle. So this solid angle is defined as, just like this plane angle, this solid angle is defined as the d omega is equal to this area divided by this distance, that is the radius. But the angle should be dimensionless, so it is the dimension of the area is L square, so dimension should be L square, so this is R square. So the solid angle is equal to ds by R square. And one thing that is also known, you have to know that in the case of plane angle, the arc is perpendicular to the radius, because at particular instant the tangent, and this is the 90 degree, this is the tangent, this is the 90 degree. So area should also be normal to this r, and area is a vector, so the direction of the area vector is this outward normal, and this is the area vector, and this is the r. So the direction of this area vector along this r, this is the condition. So this area is perpendicular to r, then the solid angle is defined as ds by r square. And suppose the cone is in this way, this is the cone. Now in this case, this solid angle is not perpendicular, because the perpendicular the direction of the area vector is this, and r is this. So the r is not along this ds. So in this case, the solid angle is defined as, if the angle is theta, then since it is a vector, so it has a component along a desired direction. चूंकि ये वेक्टर है, इसको किसी भी रिक्वायर्ड डायरेक्शन में आप इसके कंपोनेंट देख सकते हो. सो इसका कंपोनेंट होगा ds cos theta. So now this ds cos theta is along this r. ds is not along the r in this case. So ds cos theta is this, along this ds cos theta. This is the ds cos theta. So ds cos theta is along the r. So in this case, the solid angle is defined as ds cos theta by r square. This is the concept of the solid angle. And just like if the suppose it is a sphere, just like a sphere, not circle, a sphere, and cone is a part of the sphere. This is the cone, part of the sphere. So complete sphere, the area of the complete sphere is 4 pi r square. This is divided by r square. So this angle is 4 pi, and the unit of this solid angle is 4 pi steradian. So this is the concept of solid angle. So when we will explain the Gauss's law, so two things, that is the vector, area vector, and the solid angle का concept आपको साफ होनी चाहिए. Then it will be easy to understand the Gauss's law. And second thing is that the first to visualize the electric field lines. What is the electric field lines? So first you have to visualize the electric field lines. What is the electric field lines? Actual में electric field lines is the pictorial picture form में हमें यह कह सकते हैं कि हम graphical form में उसको understand करने के लिए ये व्यवस्था की गई थी. तो उसको थोड़ा सा explain करते हैं और देखते हैं कि क्या हो सकता है वो. Just a minute. Suppose this is a point charge, and you know the electric field at this point in this direction, in this direction, in this direction. So it is a field lines. This is the field lines. This is the field lines. This is the, and so these are the field lines. हम केवल 4-5 लाइन्स दिखा रहे हैं. So there are so many number of lines, starting from this point charge, positive charge. This is the positive charge, so field, electric field lines. Now suppose we have considered an area. This area is suppose ds2, and its distance from this point charge is r2. And another area is ds1, and its distance from this point charge is r1. And आप यहाँ देख रहे हो कि ds1 से suppose 5 field lines are passing from ds2, and similarly the same number of lines are passing from the ds1. दोनों से सेम नंबर ऑफ लाइंस पास हो रहे हैं, एंड दोनों एरिया सेम सॉलिड एंगल बना रहा है. सपोज दिस सॉलिड एंगल डेल्टा ओमेगा, डी ओमेगा, सपोज डी ओमेगा, सॉरी डी ओमेगा, दिस इज दी डी ओमेगा, एंड ds1 सबटेंडेंट एंगल डी ओमेगा, एंड ds2 भी डी ओमेगा एंगल यहाँ बना रहा है पॉइंट चार्ज के पास. नाउ दिस डी ओमेगा is equal to ds1 by r1 square. Suppose this is equation first, and again for this area the angle will be same, so ds2 by r2 square. This is the equation 2. बट इस दोनों एरिया से ds1 और ds2 से नंबर ऑफ फील्ड लाइन सेम जा रहा है. देखिए अगर इफ यू सपोज अपन काउंट करते हैं दिस फिगर, तो 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3, दिस इज नॉट लाइंस. 1 2 3 4 5, this is not, this is not field lines. So ds1 by r square and ds2 by r. So the number of field lines, and suppose this numbers, the numbers, suppose let the numbers of field lines is n. So number of field lines per unit area is equal to n divided by ds2 for area ds2, and for ds1 it is n divided by ds1, and ds1 is equal to d omega by r1 square. So this is the number of field lines per unit area, and the number of field lines per unit area, and this is equal to n divided by r1 square into d omega, and this is equal to n r2 square d omega. And even आप देखते हैं क्या कि यहाँ पर ये जो नंबर ऑफ फील्ड लाइंस पर यूनिट एरिया है ये n डिवाइडेड बाई r1 स्क्वायर डी ओमेगा है, और यहाँ पर n डिवाइडेड बाई r2 स्क्वायर डी ओमेगा है. इसमें दोनों में n सेम है और डी ओमेगा सेम है. डिफरेंस क्या है r1 स्क्वायर और r2 स्क्वायर का. r1 स्क्वायर इज लेस देन दी r2 स्क्वायर, सो दी, एंड दिस इज दी पिक्टोरियल कंसेप्ट ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. मीन्स हम ये कर सकते हैं कि इन द टर्म्स ऑफ फील्ड लाइंस वी कैन विजुलाइज द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड्स, एंड दैट इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज डिफाइंड एज द नंबर ऑफ फील्ड लाइंस पासिंग पर यूनिट एरिया, एंड दिस फील्ड इज, सो दिस इज inversely proportional to r square, because this is the electric fields, and the fields will be weaker than this field because r is greater for this area, so this is the visual concept of electric field. या ये कह सकते हैं कि हम फील्ड लाइंस के द्वारा इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का कंसेप्ट क्या रखेंगे. so this is the visual concept of the electric field, means the number of field lines passing per unit area is passing per unit area normally. Actually this field area is passing normally is electric field. Now the second thing is the second terms to explain the Gauss's law, that is the electric flux. This is the electric flux. What is electric flux? हम इसको समझने के लिए थोड़ा सा एक फिगर के अलावा हम बुक्स या एक जनरल कंसेप्ट यूज करते हैं. सपोज यू कैन से दैट दिस इज द parallels electric field lines, and suppose this is the area, and Suppose the number of lines are passing normally to this area, and in this case maximum field lines passing through this area, and the total, actually the electric field is defined as the number of field lines passing normally per unit area. So if you multiply the normal area by the field, that electric field, you can get the total field lines, because E is electric field is the number of field lines passing normally per unit area. So the total number of field lines passing normally from given area is equal to E and into ds. But, and this is the total number of lines passing through the given area. But this given area, what is the position of this area? Suppose this is the area and there are so many fields are passing normally, and when we tilt this book in this way, so the number of field lines will decrease, and in this case the number of field lines passing through this area will be 0 in this case, 0. So it means there is a role of angle between this area vector and electric field. In this case, suppose this is the direction of field lines and this is the area vector. So the direction of the electric fields and area vectors are the same, and in this case the number of field lines passing through the area is maximum, and as we tilt this area by an angle, and then the number of field lines will decrease, and when this area vector is perpendicular to this electric field, then the total field lines passing through this area becomes equal to 0. So thus, to know the complete value, मैं इसमें cos theta term introduce कर दिया, and then this theta is the angle between electric field and area vector. And in this case, ठीक again हम इसी एग्जांपल लेते हैं कि electric field is this and area vector is this. So the angle is theta is 0 in this case, and the number cos theta, the maximum value is cos theta for theta is equal to 0 is maximum 1. So the flux will be maximum, and as the theta increases, the cos theta, the value of cos theta will decrease. For theta is 90, the flux cos 90 is 0, so flux will be 0. Thus the electric flux and electric flux is written as phi. You may write this phi E electric to represent electric. So this phi E is equal to E ds cos theta, and since the electric field is a vector and ds is also a vector, so you can write this as a dot product of electric field and the area vector. This is the dot product. So flux is defined as the dot product of electric field at area vector. This is the concept of flux. Means the total number of lines passing normally through a given area. This is the visual form of the electric flux, but in mathematical forms you may write this E ds cos theta. Means you have to know the angle between the area vector and electric field, and then the cosine value of this angle and product of EDS, we will get the electric flux. And since it is a physical quantity, so it is measurable also, and so what will be the units? It is a Newton per coulomb, and because it is defined as the electric field is defined as the force experienced by the unit charge, so the Newton per coulomb, and it is meter square, so Newton meter square per coulomb its unit. So this is the basic concept of the electric flux, and in next classes अगर आपको इसमें कोई कंसेप्ट में प्रॉब्लम हो तो हमें आप फीडबैक देंगे और कॉल करेंगे कि इसमें कोई डाउट है तो हम इसको फिर से बताएंगे, और देन हम अगर ये क्लियर है तो हम इसको अगले दिन फिर गॉसेस लॉ की चर्चा करते हैं। थोड़ा सा गॉसेस लॉ की चर्चा, थोड़ी सी उसकी हिस्टोरिकल बैकग्राउंड में चलते हैं कि गॉसेस लॉ एक्चुअली में आप कहीं बुक में देखेंगे कि ये गॉसेस लॉ भी है और गॉसेस थ्योरम भी है, कहीं बुक पे देखेंगे गॉसेस थ्योरम, कहीं देखेंगे गॉसेस लॉ। एंड आप जानते हैं कि गॉसेस लॉ एंड थ्योरम में एक डिफरेंस है। लॉ मीन्स दैट कैन नॉट बी प्रूव्ड बट इट इज यूनिवर्सल, एंड थ्योरम मीन्स दैट कैन बी प्रूव्ड बाय द लॉ। तो दो ग्रुप साइंटिस्ट का है कि कुछ लोग मानते हैं कि गॉसेस लॉ है एंड उसके द्वारा हम कुलम्ब्स लॉ को प्रूव कर सकते हैं, कुलम्ब्स को थ्योरम मान के प्रूव कर सकते हैं। कुछ लोग मानते हैं कि कुलम्ब्स लॉ है और जिसके आधार पर गॉसेस थ्योरम मानते हैं, और इसलिए ये बड़ा बहुत ही बेस्ट टेक्निक है टू सॉल्व द प्रॉब्लम ऑफ द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड। सो इट इज मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट फॉर द कंसेप्ट एंड फॉर द प्रैक्टिकल यूजेज ऑल्सो। या ये कह सकते हैं कि कंपटीशन पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी काफ़ी इंपॉर्टेंस रखता है कि गॉसेस लॉ से हम इलेक्ट्रिक प्रॉब्लम कैसे सॉल्व करेंगे। तो हम पहले नेक्स्ट क्लासेस में गॉसेस लॉ पे जाएंगे, फिर उस पर प्रॉब्लम बेस पे जाएंगे।